Hi guys, DJD Reviews here, back for another third-party Transformers review. And as you can see here, we have TransformMission's Carnage, their second release of their Not Menasor figure, aka their Breakdown homage. This is their IDW interpretation of the figure, so if you're really looking for a G1 interpretation of Breakdown, this is not really potentially going to float your boat. But for those who are fans of the IDW comics, this is certainly going to be something potentially of interest to you. So I think everyone by now who is familiar with Warbotron, the Computron, and also the Generation Toys Gravity Builder, I think you guys should be aware or are aware that TransformMission and Generation Toy are basically offshoots from Warbotron, basically renamed into two different companies. So this is their first combiner. They've already released Disorder, their first figure, and this is the second figure. Now, very much like the first figure and Generation Toy, the box art is absolutely beautiful. A really nice interpretation of Breakdown or Carnage on the cover there, going into battle with the nice TransformMission logo and Carnage there, and it kind of wraps around a little bit at the top and the bottom. On here, just a little bit of detail work, same on the top, but you have the TransformMission logo, and then on the back it's a little bit hard to make out, but you do have the upper body of their Not Menasor, as well as some warning details and made in China, and again the TransformMission logo. So all in all, a really nicely designed box. So moving on, we're going to go into what you get in the box. So first of all, we have some transclearant pieces. Now, from having a look at this, I believe this is going to be a transclearant or a transparent version of Optimus Prime. The easiest way for me to tell that is because of the shape of what looks to be a gun. So it looks like the other figures are going to be released with some more transparent pieces for us to build a transparent Optimus Prime, which again is very thoughtful of them. Is it really necessary? I don't think so. But it's a nice gesture and thought as well. So, and also this one has come with where is it? It's part B. So at some point they're going to have to release part A. It didn't come with the first release, Disorder, but a nice thought anyway. And second, you get the instruction manual. Again, has the same artwork as the front of the box, and again on the back of the instruction sheet you again get an image of Menasor, or Havoc, I believe they're calling this figure, on the back, again with some warning details. I have to say, in comparison to in Gravity Builder's instruction manual and also the Disorder's instruction manual, this one feels a little bit less quality in terms of the paper and so forth, but in terms of the actual images, really clear, defined, bold images which go from vehicle to robot mode, and then from robot mode into limb mode, and Breakdown is the right foot, I believe. So yep, that's the instruction manual, pretty simple. And then we get Breakdown himself. Now, I know some other people have reviewed this figure already. I can't exactly recall the exact model, but this is a Lamborghini. I'm sure if you guys want to let me know which exact model of Lamborghini it is, just mention it in the comment section below. But it's a really nice mould, really lovely mould. It rolls absolutely fine, no problems whatsoever. Really nice white. Okay, it's not like a vibrant white. It's kind of like an off-white with a little bit of a silver tint to it. So yeah, really nice. Obviously got some nice red paint detailing for the lights on the back. Some nice detailing along the top with the blue. And again, what they've done is they've actually painted the calipers of the brake, which is absolutely fantastic. A detail that they didn't have to do. And again, some nice detail on the wheels as well. And then coming around to the front, obviously we have some molded in windscreen wipers and some nice red detail on the hood, and a spot there which would normally fit the Lamborghini badge, and then some nice detail underneath with some greys and blues for the grille. So overall, it's a really nice looking vehicle mode. I do have some quality issues with it out of the box. So unfortunately, whether or not this was rushed on their part, I don't know, but it doesn't seem to want to fit together all that well. Especially the back is absolutely fine, the rear section is absolutely fine, but around the hood and the side mirrors here doesn't really want to fit together on one side. And also one of the rear wheels looks a little further down than the other one. So again, maybe some molding issues there as well. I've got some paint chipping or missing, and this is straight out of the box. So I'm quite disappointed with the quality of the finish on this. It does really feel as if it's been rushed and not really cared for. I do have some stress marks. Again, this is straight out of the box as well, and really for a brand new figure that's not been transformed or anything like that, you should not have stress marks. The rear spoiler, some people have said it should be rubber. It's plastic. It would have been a good decision to go rubber, and they do have a tendency to pop out, and I have got a stress mark on one of the tabs of the spoilers as well. So again, I'm not particularly happy with that either, and there is some bleed through in some of the paintwork as well. So overall, it's a lovely looking car mode, but I'm not particularly happy with the overall finish of the toy. I just don't think it's up to scratch with other companies such as MMC, Ocular Max, even to a certain extent with certain figures from the Generation Toy Gravity Builder line. Disorder was a really good figure, and it did have some issues, but this one just feels a little bit rushed to me, and I think they could have taken some time, a little bit more time with it. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pause the video. I'm going to transform this and then show you the robot mode. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back, and here we have Carnage, or Breakdown in robot mode, and he's following a very similar theme to that of Disorder, their first release. Really nice looking figure overall. I'm really happy with it. So let's go and have a look at some of the detail on this figure. So let's have a look at the face sculpt. Really nice red paint and yellow paint in the eyes there. Really loving the smirk on his face as well. I think they've done a really nice job with the face sculpt on this figure, so really liking that. In terms of the articulation on the head, a little bit down but not much, a little bit up as well. It's about as far as you're going to get it up because it's tabbed in to the chest piece here. Pretty much a full 360. Not much of a waggle either side. It's on a ball joint, it's quite stiff. So a little bit limited in articulation of the head. Some really nice silver paintwork on the chest, on the white plastic and everything. I think, from what I believe they've painted this plastic as well. Some really nice white and some silver paint there as well. Moving on to the arms. So you can manipulate the arm up and down to increase range of movement, but it is somewhat limited by the nubs at the top here. You do get a bicep swivel, mine's quite stiff. You get a double jointed elbow, which will give you that. You do have a very tight wrist swivel. The door panel can slide up and down, and what's quite nice about this is they've actually incorporated a side firearm gun on this. So if you don't want it visible, then you just move the side panel of the door up, and that will cover the gun and bring it forward and down, and therefore there you have a really nice sidearm as well. And that's really just I don't know, it's just again plastic, so no paintwork on there either. The wrist swivel is really tight. Let's go and have a look at the fingers. So they you do have, no, they're all pinned on one pin. No movement in the thumb either, which is okay. It's absolutely fine. You should get a full movement. Oh no, we don't. Not the greatest range of movement on the ball joint, has to be honest. Really, that's as far as I can get it up, and no real back movement. The same is going to be on the other side, and so you can manipulate the wheels as well to suit your particular poses as well. We get a really nice swivel at the hip. No real ab crunch at all. The hip joints, or the hip skirts, they're fixed, and we get up to there, back to there. Probably get a little bit more, but the hood on the back of the car hinders it a little bit. We get pretty much all you could want out to the side, and the ratchets here are really good. They stick in all positions, so that's really fantastic. In terms of knee bend, slightly limited here, I think we're going to find. So yeah, that's about as far as the knee is going to bend, which is not ideal for posing, but it'll have to do. And then, you know, okay, so we have some silver paint on the upper leg, again around the hip and the waist. We've got some really nice painted details, and up here as well, some really nice red paint. So this is the torso's paint is absolutely lovely. Really liking this paint. And then coming on to the lower leg, some nice red and silver and dark paint. I think the red could have possibly done with another coat. It does look a little bit on the light side, but otherwise it looks really nice. Some paint in some really nice places. Then we get down to the feet. Now these are really bizarre. So if I just move one leg out to the side, this is essentially the leg. This is the foot, sorry. it's made up of the back section of the car, and then this piece is actually folded inside the car. Here is the base of the foot, and then this makes up the foot. Now, there is a joint right there, which means you can pivot it, but when it's in this position, when it's here, you don't really get a lot of articulation from that pivot. Obviously you can go down, but that then really breaks up this sculpt, so it's really disappointing, this particular design. Yeah, so you get a little bit up, but no, again, you get that down, but it's going to destroy the sculpt of the foot and the lower foot and the leg. In terms of internal detail, so we've got some nice paintwork again here, and that's pretty much the figure. He does come with a gun. The gun is located under the hood, and here we go. It's very similar to Disorder's gun. All we need to do is straighten that out, and then we've got some clips here, and all we need to do is just bring this out. You would have thought with long nails we'd be able to get this out really simply, but no. Okay, there we go. And we have the typical masterpiece type of tab. There we go. So let's just open up his finger. And he holds that like a champ. No problems with holding the gun whatsoever. So yeah, again, overall I really do like the figure. I think the head sculpt is absolutely gorgeous, and the overall design aesthetic of both the vehicle and the robot mode are absolutely brilliant, but it does feel very, very rushed, and some areas of the vehicle and car mode they just don't feel right. Let me just move that down. Okay. Alright, so just to give you a bit of comparison, here he is with his partner in crime, Disorder, and I think they look really, really good together. So the design aesthetic of these figures, no complaints whatsoever. They're looking like it's going to be a really, really good team of Stunticons to form Menasor. Looking forward to the rest of the line. But like I said, I do feel it's been slightly rushed, and I just think they should take a little bit more time and detail, especially with some of the finishes. They really need to sort out stress marks. There's stress marks all over this figure. Thought they may have sorted the problem out with sort of like Generation Toy and the Gravity Builder, but that's got a few stress marks as well, not many, but the main issue, which is continued from the Warbotron line, is stress marks. It's riddled with them, and especially considering that this was brand new out of the box yesterday, and I hadn't even touched it. First time looking around it, there were stress marks on it, and in first transformation, even just transforming it, there were stress marks as I was going through the transformation, not being caused as a result of me transforming it, but just as I was going through the transformation process. So overall, I'm still glad I've got the figure, and I'm looking forward to getting the rest of the line. Do I recommend it? If you want a masterpiece scale IDW Menasor, then yeah, definitely go out and get it. If you're looking for a different type of aesthetic, you're looking for more of a G1, then maybe hold off. I'm sure another company will be coming along quite soon and giving us a different variation of Menasol. Anyway, thanks for listening, thanks for watching. If you've got any comments or questions, please post them down below, and that's about it. So see you again in the next video. Take care now. Bye.